Deep in the heart of the mountain is where KASANLYEV keeps his supply. That's because it's cold here, freezing cold, even in summer. Some products can be stored here for up to 2 years without spoiling.
Here we store sunflower oil, canned meat, potato chips.
It's practical and much cheaper than a climate-controlled warehouse. Even in summer, the temperature in this ice cellar is normally 15 degrees Celsius below zero, but KASIM can tell that northern Siberia is getting warmer and warmer, even underground.
Things are naturally kept cold here in the permafrost. Now we've covered the cellar up with sheets to keep out the warmth. This year the ice cellar was 1 or 2 degrees warmer, but that change isn't too bad, it's okay.
But for how much longer? In the village of Batagai, there are many ice cellars like KASIM's. The village depends on them for its supplies. Overland access is only possible when the river is frozen. For 4 months a year, it forms the road in and out.
From about January to April, we can use the winter routes to receive supplies.
In the summer, KASIM's 3 stores get weekly deliveries by airplane from the regional capital Yakutsk. It's expensive, but necessary. With temperatures that can drop to minus 50 degrees in winter, life in Batagai is dictated by the cold. Permafrost still covers the area, but it's starting to thaw. This is the Batagai crater just a few kilometers from the village. It's the largest permafrost crater in the world, 1 kilometer wide and 100 meters deep, and it's growing. The crater was originally caused by deforestation, as the frozen earth was no longer protected by trees. Today, it's also exposed to the rising Arctic temperatures. The melting permafrost sets off a vicious cycle. The organic substances in the ice decompose as it melts, which releases more greenhouse gases, which in turn speeds up global warming.
The processes we're observing at the Batagai crater are things we're seeing everywhere else, just to a lesser extent. The ice under the ground melts, then the ground collapses. It happens everywhere. The Batagai crater is the perfect example of why we shouldn't mess around with the permafrost.
But the true severity of the situation has been slow to hit home, even though the signs are clear. Neighboring Verkhoyanski is otherwise one of the coldest places in the world. But this summer, temperatures hit 38 degrees. It's never been so hot. Because most houses in the Yakutia region rest on stilts in the ice, the record temperatures could widely destabilize the building foundations.
Houses here could collapse because of the melting permafrost. They sit on supports in the ground, just like all public water, gas and sewage systems. If they start shifting, there could be accidents. Global warming will cause a lot of problems here.
The earth is also moving in KASIM's ice cellar. Everywhere there are wide cracks like this one. KASIM plugs them up with water, which then freezes and reinforces the walls with blocks of ice. He says ice is always shifting, and the cracks have nothing to do with global warming. And even if they did, he says, people here would adapt.
We'll manage even without an ice cellar. It's not that bad. Let's hope everything turns out okay.
For KASIM in his ice cellar, the effects of climate change still seem to be a long way off, and many people here still don't know anything but cold for most months of the year. But that is starting to change.